Hello guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Lade, and on today's video I'll be showing you how I make puff puff, however you call it. There are already so many videos out there showing how to make puff puff, but the reason my own is different is because I've always got it wrong somehow. It never comes out like in this ball shape, and this time I was determined to get it right, and I did get it right. So I have to share this video cannot waste. Here are the ingredients I used to make this yummy puff puff.
Flour, sugar, water, yeast, salt, nutmeg.
It's okay.
And a bowl. And these are all the things you need to make puff
You've
puff.
heard that these are all the ingredients you need. Don't add egg, don't add milk, don't try to make it rich. You just make it shapeless and it won't taste like puff puff. So just try and stick to these ingredients. To start off, I started by activating my yeast in warm water, and this is the yeast I believe you use for bread as well. I used 1.5 tablespoons, and I just put some lukewarm water. Another thing I used to do wrong, let me just confess now, I used to use like really hot water, and that would actually kill your yeast. You're not trying to kill them, you're trying to just wake them up, because they're active. This one is active dry yeast. They're active, they're living. So for them to be able to reproduce and make your puff puff to rise, they only need to be woken up. You don't need to go and kill them and burn them. So lukewarm water, not boiling water, not hot water, just lukewarm. Mix it real good and set aside. Now let's mix our dry ingredients. I added the flour. I believe I used about 2.5 cups of flour, and then I added the sugar. I used about 1 cup of sugar and like 1/4 cup, 1.25 cup of sugar. Next, I went ahead and I added 1 tablespoon of nutmeg. This is optional, you don't have to put nutmeg, and your puff puff will still come out okay. Then I put the salt in next, and I put 1/4 teaspoon. Once you're done, you mix them until they are well combined. This is all your dry ingredients. This thing is really easy to make, you guys. The next thing I do is to make a hole, some kind of a hole in the middle of the dry ingredients where I can start introducing the yeast that has been resting. And you can see those bubbles, they've started coming alive. So I gradually introduce the yeast into the mixture of the dry ingredients, and I just do this and mix with clean hands until I have my desired consistency. Here is the desired consistency, and you want to just make sure you mix thoroughly. You're using your hands, so you have no excuse. I was almost scared that this would be too runny, but I just left it like that, and I said, you know what, when I'm ready to fry, if it's too runny, then I'll just add a little flour. But I didn't have to add any flour because this consistency, after leaving it to sit and rise for a little bit, then it was really nice. The next thing I did was to take a saran wrap and cover the bowl, and then I put the bowl in a nice warm place so that it can rise. And I actually let this rise for about 3 hours, a little over 3 hours. Ta-da! Look how it rose, you guys. I am so proud of this puff puff. You have no idea. It rose at least twice its size. See, and there's just so much air trapped in there, so it was fun poking my finger in there and just playing around a little bit. It's not playing around though, you mix it before you start frying. Heat up some oil in a pot. You're going to be deep frying, so if you know you don't have plenty oil, just use a small pot, jeje. And that's what I did. So this is the test, you guys. So I put in my first one and it just went down. At this point I was getting nervous, like, this puff puff, you better just become rounded. I almost held my breath for the time that this puff puff was in that oil until it came up. But once it came up, it was a sign that there was good things to come. I didn't have to add any more flour because I was already thinking that it was too runny. That's why it's like this. But I just, calm down, and you see it came up. But then I became more nervous because when it came up flat. It wasn't rounded. So I was like, what's going on here? But I went ahead and put in, some more balls of puff puff with the faith and hope that it will come out rounded, even though this one was looking somehow. I'm not sure how I'll explain putting in the balls of puff puff. I just scooped a little bit with my fingers, my 5 fingers, and then I just like took it out of my hands and put it in the oil. That's the best way I can describe it. But then they started coming up by themselves. Oh, my puff babies. Look at how they just started coming up. I was so proud of myself. And I think I put too much in this first batch. But that's because I was getting too excited. What you want to do is just move them around so that they brown evenly. And at this point, make sure your heat is not too high. If not, your puff puff would burn on the outside and will not be cooked on the inside. So just use something like a spatula to move them around until they all turn evenly golden brown. Now it's time to scoop them out. I just put a paper towel in a bowl so that when I put them in there, the oil can, be absorbed by the paper towel. That's all. Yeah, scoop them out and your puff puff is ready. Who wants to eat? They're so yummy, you guys. If you've watched this video until now and you're not subscribed to my channel, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Now our puff puff is ready and it's time to try it. Mr. Emmanuel is going to try the first puff puff and he gave it a 500%. If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Thank you so much for watching. Till next time. Bye.